So part 4 of inventory management, we're going to talk about some inventory management decisions and what is going to follow for the rest of this class. So we're going to talk about economic order quantity, which is a way to calculate how much should I order every time that I place an order. And also we're going to talk about the Q&P system, which answer the question of when an order should be placed. Okay, here's a video about how to manage inventory. You guys can go in your presentation and click there and watch the YouTube video. I'm not going to play here for you, so you have that to help you out. There's some concepts of inventory that are kind of important in that video. So this is a chart that explains how we looked at inventory being replenished, right? So what we're going to talk about is our types of replenishment system. So this axis here, you have on-hand inventory, right? So let's say you went to the grocery store when this whole thing started and bought 24 rolls of toilet paper, right? So those 24 rolls kind of come in your inventory here in your on-hand inventory, right? And let's say that you use 1 roll of toilet paper every day, okay? Your family, right? It's too much for one person, so your whole family use 1 roll of toilet paper. So if I bought 24, how long will it take until it gets to 0? Remember, sometimes the math in my class is very easy, right? So I have 24, I consume one per day, so in 24 days I'll have 0. And so in about 24 days I have to go back to the grocery store. And if I'm always buying 24, my inventory will go up again, right? And then it'll go being used one per day, and then go up and down, right? So if I look at my on-hand inventory, I'll see something like this, okay? So this is how we can represent the inventory happening. What is going to be the distance between one purchase and another purchase is what we're going to call a cycle, right? So if I buy 24 every time and my demand is 1 per day, every 24 days I have to go back, right? So my cycle will be 24 days. There's also a moment where you receive the order here when you go up again, right? Remember, this is the quantity, this is time. And the angle here, the slope here, will be your usage, right? So if you're using 2 per day and buying 24 at a time, how long it will take until you buy another one? Well, if you're using 2 per day and you're buying 24, it will take 12 days until you have to buy another one, right? So that in the inventory, the demand and the slope of that usage, it determines your cycle, right? You also have something called safety stock, right? So today, safety stock for people, they want to have toilet paper for, I think, 6 months of usage, right? So everybody went there and bought hundreds of toilet paper because they want to have a big safety stock. Safety stock basically protects you for variation, for let's say a lack of supply. So people thought that there was going to be a shortage, went there, buy everything, and there was a shortage because of that. It also protects you for demand variation. Okay, so if, for example, usually I consume one roll of toilet paper per day, but we can't have parties nowadays. But imagine that we have a party and we have more people in, and the consumption of toilet paper increase on that day maybe to 3 rolls or something like that. Someone was having a toilet paper fight or something, right? So it will increase. So I need to have some wiggle room here, some extra to cover for that variation occur. Okay, and we're going to talk about that, how to calculate that and all. There's also we can also calculate what we call the average inventory, right? So if I know that I'm going to have a peak, I know that I'm going to have a valley here, the lower point. My average it's going to be Q plus 0 divided by 2. So the highest point plus the lowest point divided by 2. which is the same thing as saying Q divided by 2, right? So Q divided by 2 is my average inventory plus the safety stock, right? Because, I assume that I would not go under the safety stock, only if, something happened that I go down to that level. And we're going to talk about demand variation, okay? We're not going to talk about supply variation. Usually the safety stock that how we are going to calculate is based on, well, what if I use more toilet paper in a week or a day, or how does that going to affect? So my average inventory is planned to be Q divided by 2, which is again this plus this divided by 2 because it's in the middle, plus that safety stock.